Hey everybody, you are on the cutting edge and I'm Buck Wild. I just returned from a marathon trip to Texas and back, and I'm ready to scour the news for more stories to bring to you. Remember, as always, to do your own research and come to your own conclusions. Now let's get to the news. From the Gateway Pundit, time was that 2 quarters of negative growth signaled a recession. However, the Brandon administration dismissed that, saying that it wasn't a hard and fast rule. Well, now the Atlanta Fed predicts a 3rd quarter of negative growth, so that's 3 quarters of negative growth in a row. Are we in a recession now, Joe? This next story is, yes, from MSN.com. The Customs and Border Patrol officers seized 400,000 fentanyl pills at the port of Nogales in Arizona over the weekend. 2 milligrams of fentanyl can kill you. If you think of a 10 milligram tablet as being typical weight and size, that equates to enough fentanyl to kill 20 million people. But Kamala Harris, the vice president and border czar who's never been to the border, says that the border is secure. Halloween is coming up, folks, and these pills are showing up in various colors just like Skittles. Remember in November when you go to the polls, these people don't care about you. They don't care that this stuff is killing our citizens either. From the Gateway Pundit, remember Joe Biden's 2 minutes of hate speech where he ranted about how dangerous Republicans are? Well, a 40-year-old man in North Dakota killed an 18-year-old man with his car because the teen was a Republican. But I thought Republicans were the dangerous ones. Words have consequences, and Joe Biden should be considered guilty for inciting this crazy man to commit murder. Oh, by the way, the murderer posted bail, and he's out on the streets. Great job, Brandon. And speaking of the justice system in this country, from PJ Media, an axe-wielding lunatic busted up a McDonald's in New York City. Within hours, he was back on the street due to bail reform. Ironic considering that the mayor, Eric Adams, used to be a cop. This is what Democrat policies bring to your cities and streets. How about some fries with that? Lastly, from the Gateway Pundit, a new preprint study by 9 health experts from prestigious schools like Harvard and Johns Hopkins showed that the COVID-19 vaccines are 98 times worse than the virus. I'm quoting that, folks. I didn't make that up. Furthermore, they concluded that mandatory boosters are, quote, ethically unjustifiable. If these experts had dared to say this 6 months ago, they would have been blacklisted and had their credentials yanked. Well, you're probably tired of hearing me talk about the book of James by now. However, it's full of so much wisdom which really applies to our interactions with each other on a daily basis. I'd like to suggest listening to or watching teachers such as Skip Heitzig or Alan Parr. You can find both of them on YouTube. That's my 2 cents for now, folks. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and have a great weekend.